There are a whole bunch of secular folks in Egypt. There are a whole bunch of educators and civil society in Egypt that wants to come to the fore as well. And so it's important for us not to say that our only two options are either the Muslim Brotherhood or a suppressed
but you don't want the Muslim
Egyptian
Brotherhood.
people. What I want is a representative government in Egypt. And I have confidence that if Egypt moves in an orderly transition process, that we'll have a government in Egypt that we can work with together as a partner.
Those are tough boys, the Muslim Brotherhood. I wouldn't want them anywhere near that government.
All right, that's the best thing O'Reilly said in the whole interview, in his pathetic, disgusting interview with Barack Obama, where he let him get away with everything, and he let him get away in that cut with when he said, "You don't want the Muslim Brotherhood there, do you?" And he says, "What I want is." He wouldn't answer him. He wouldn't answer him. Joining us now, and you know, it was no surprise to me, and I know it's no surprise to Jeff Kuhner of the Washington Times, our buddy, to see Barack Obama sit there and refuse to take the Muslim Brotherhood to task was what I expected.
Steve, this is an example of what I call the phony right. Here you have Bill O'Reilly with an opportunity to really grill the President of the United States on a whole range of issues. And instead, it's a pathetic softball interview. He's obsequious. He's sycophantic. He is basically licking Obama's shoes, his boots. And, no, you absolutely nailed it. Look, what we know now for sure is this. The majority of the demonstrators are the Muslim Brotherhood. The Muslim Brotherhood is the largest, most disciplined, organized party in Egypt. If Mubarak falls, they will be a seminal coalition partner in a national unity government. They are going to use al-Barideh or some other leader as basically a Trojan horse to get into the government. Once they're there, they're going to establish an Islamic theocracy. There's going to be democracy in Egypt. It'll be a one-time thing, just like Hamas. And, Steve, what people don't understand is this. Hamas is the Gaza branch of the Muslim Brotherhood. They had elections in 2006. When they came to power, then they eliminated elections. And they have imposed a brutal fundamentalist state in all of Gaza. They murder Christians. They murder Jews. They murder secular liberals. They murder anybody who disagrees with them. And so what you're going to see with the Muslim Brotherhood is the exact same thing you see with Hamas. A state and a regime devoted to the destruction of Israel, the annihilation of the Jews, and the defeat of the United States of America. And what I find stunning is after the lesson of the Shah in Iran, when we abandoned him in 1979, what replaced him? Was it some progressive liberal utopia? It has literally been a medieval fascist regime like we haven't seen anywhere else on the planet that is now on the verge of acquiring a nuclear bomb. So if the Muslim Brotherhood comes to power, it will be a great victory for Iran. It will be a great victory for radical Islam, and it will be a great victory for anti-American forces all over the world. Now, had O'Reilly said that to the Commander-in-Chief, then it would have been a very different interview. But he's interested in ratings and in access. That's all he cares about.
We could rip apart that interview. I mean, he let him get away with the biggest lie of all, where he actually claimed, well, Bill, like I've said all along, if you like your insurance, you could keep it. I mean, that's been debunked by the left as being responsible for the poll numbers that we see, where people don't believe anything about the health care bill. They know it's evil because Obama's lied to them so many times with that exact phrase, and O'Reilly let it just run off him. So O'Reilly was a disgrace, just a total disgrace. I said it on Monday, I said it yesterday, and I'll keep saying it. But as far as Obama, look, you know and I know that he knows very well who the Muslim Brotherhood is. He invited them to his speech in Egypt. He's had, Muslim Brotherhood-connected people at the White House, and his refusal when asked, you don't want the Muslim Brotherhood in the government, do you? When he says, well, here's what I do want, he knows exactly what he's saying. He does want the Muslim Brotherhood in there.
See, that's why I admire you so much, because you are completely right. He does want the Muslim Brotherhood. They know, and I know this for a fact because the White House has told me off the record. What they say in private is they know the Muslim Brotherhood is going to be part of a, quote, representative government. How can they not be? They're the largest party in Egypt. They're the most disciplined, well-funded, well-organized party in Egypt. They're going to do extremely well in any election. In fact, the sooner the elections are held, the better it is for the Muslim Brotherhood. That's why Obama doesn't even want the elections to occur in September, as Mubarak has asked for, because that will give the other opposition parties a chance to organize. So the sooner Mubarak falls, the better it is for the Muslim Brotherhood. And this is the key point, Steve. If you look at Obama's foreign policy, just objectively, not left, right, conservative, liberal, everywhere you look, the forces of radical Islam have gotten stronger. Iran is stronger. Turkey has become more fundamentalist. Pakistan is now seething with Islamists. We are losing the war in Afghanistan. In Iraq, Christians are being exterminated right in front of our very eyes. You now have Syria on the march. Lebanon has fallen to Hezbollah. Israel is now more alienated from us than ever before. So if I'm a radical Islamist, this guy has been the best thing since the Quran. Literally, if I'm thinking there's Prophet Muhammad and then there's Obama, it's a 1-2 punch.
Well, that's absolutely true. All right, let's move on to another issue, and that, of course, is the spending cuts. And the Republicans, they laid down the gauntlet